Welcome to another episode of Social in Real Life. I'm your host, Melanie, and today we're talking about our first step in our winter arc video, which we had a few weeks ago. Today, we are identifying our stats in social media. It is amazing to hear when I talk to small businesses and they're like, what? I don't know. My professional dashboard, what? How do I know my numbers? How do I do this? And it seems simple, right? For people that are doing it and have been in it, but it might not be as simple for others. So this video, I'm just breaking down 3 platforms in which you can, if you're already using, you can look at and see how are your numbers and how you can identify where to get better so that you can continue growing and making more offers and making more money and just getting a little more exposure. So come on. Let's get started. So today I'll be talking about 3 platforms, but before we start talking about these platforms, one, I want you to get a piece of paper, notebook, and pencil. Why? Because I want you to put into practice and take some notes on the things that you need to do for your business, right? You don't have to take notes of everything, but there's some things and some nuggets that you'll be like, oh, I haven't done that. Let me write it down. Because if we don't write it down and put it into practice, it's going to go through one ear and to the other, right? Because there's so many things that are competing for our attention. Social media, our family, our work, everything. There's just too much. So put it into writing and then put into practice so that you can grow in your business. So one of the things that I get a lot when I work with small businesses is they don't know their niche. And niche is identifying the specifics of what you're doing, right? So what I get is that people want to help everybody. They want to be able to do this specific item for everybody. And even though that's great, right? That is a great possibility. And you could probably do so. When it comes to small businesses, it's harder. Because why? There's bigger competition, right? So you have to understand how to kind of niche down to what really is passionate for you, right? So for me, I am a social media manager for small businesses here locally in Texas. I help food vendors and I help beauty products and I help local services here locally, right? So that's the people that I work with. I want to work with in person. I want to create the content. I want to go see them. I want to do that. So that's what I want to do. So now I know that I don't want to work remote for another company because that's just not what I want to do. Now, somebody else can do it. Yes, and that's not what I want to do. So writing down what it is that you do and then kind of being very specific will help you, guide you in this process. And that's really important. Now, the question I get is like, Mel, it's just, I don't know how to niche down. Okay, great. So what I want you to do, I want you to write down on your piece of paper, who do you want to serve? What do you want to serve, right? Write it down. Read it back to yourself. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense, let's get some artificial help. Let's go into ChatGPT, and I want you to write this on ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. I am your business, and I want to help X, Y, and Z. I am having issues being clear with my niche. Please review this and make it clear so that I can help understand and help others understand who I am helping. And ChatGPT will give you some options. If you don't like none of those, you just keep working with ChatGPT like, doesn't make any sense, it's not clear enough, add more information, be more specific, and then you should be able to have at least something to work around with. And that's really important because if you don't know who you're helping, you may think you're helping everybody, but you're not. You are not. So pause it, come back. I want you to take a moment to do that because understanding your niche, even if you've been in business for years, understanding who you're helping and how you are growing and evolving throughout the years, it's truly amazing because it makes you understand who you want to help and who you want to continue to grow to be. Okay? After that, you want to identify which are the platforms in which you want to post in. Do you want to post in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube right here? Do you want to do some other things around? Okay, write down, pause the video and write down either the accounts you're already working on and or the accounts you should be working on, or vice versa. Okay, so I want you to write that down, because this is gonna be important, because you'll be able to go back and be like, okay, now I need to do this, this, and this here. Okay, so really important to do that. Once you identify who and what platform you're working for, then I want you to go and do some research. Okay, before you go into what's working, what's not working, go into YouTube. You can do this on the YouTube search bar or on TikTok search bar, and then you'll put your niche down and then put trending or trending topics for the niche, and then you'll see all the things that are trending at that moment. And please, please do not think that I'm trying to tell you to copy. No, I don't want you to copy. I just want you to see what's working, okay? So if you're a beauty brand and what's working is, I don't know, moisturizers, right? And you have a technique to put the moisturizer on, then that is something that you could do, right? Or if you have a lipstick on, you know, how to moisturize your lips, or what color, how to color match, things like that. You want to see what's trending, what's working, and then identify that within your niche without copying, right? Just transforming it in a way that people can be like, oh yeah, this is trending. Let me go check what this girl is doing or this boy is doing. And then going from there. So take a moment, right? Pause the video, go into YouTube and or TikTok search bar and put your niche with what's trending. After you do that, what I want you to do is create a schedule of all the things that you want to post, right? This is something that I suffer with, because there's so much going on that I forget to post on my own accounts. Like, oh my God, it's crazy. So I need to I already identified that I need to schedule my content, because me just freelancing myself is just not working out. So identifying the schedule. Okay, I want to post once a week on YouTube and 2 times on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, can I do that? Is that doable? Boom, yes I can. Okay, and then after that, I want you to identify a time frame. This is really important, because it's going to give you a time for you to do what you're doing, and then later on get results on how that's working. Okay, so if we're starting today, or if you started when we did the winter arc video on the, I think it was like the last week of October, first week of November, then you can say, okay, 30 days, okay? And then in there, you'll, at the end of 30 days, you'll go into your stats, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But identifying your niche, doing some research of what's trending, working that into your niche, right, for your content, and then scheduling the time so that you can post the content that's going to work for you, for me, and for everybody else. And then from there, have a timeline, okay? For the next 30 days, I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to be posting 2 times a week and 1 time on YouTube. Boom. Okay? After you do that and you're coming back together, then you can see how is it going. All right, so now that you have identified all of that, we're gonna go into the platforms. I love to ask all of my clients, do you know the platform? Okay, can you identify some of these areas? And I ask these questions just so that I can see how much work do I have to do as a social media manager, because people hire me in different bases and at different rates and times of the year. So if they're only hiring me for a specific time, I need to make sure that they know what they're doing the rest of the year, right? Because I know they're gonna come back, but if I'm providing them with that information, they will understand better. So let's start with YouTube. I really enjoy YouTube, even though I am brand new to this, okay? Don't come for me, I just started. But I love that YouTube Studio gives you a quick video. I think it's every week or every 2 weeks, I'm not sure. But it's a really cute video, but teltells you how many times you posted, how many likes, how many shares, how many comments, which type of video did better, the short form content or the long form content. Why is this important? This is important because if you have a goal of monetizing on this platform, there are specific things that you have to do. So we want to follow the trend of what's going good on your platform so that you continue to do that. and get to that goal, like 1,000 followers and whichever watch hours you need. Okay, so I love that. It's super simple, super easy. And then after you do your research, you compare what you have going on and be like, oh, so these tutorials are working really good. Let me double up on this so that I can get quicker results. Or you know what, this long form content, people are really loving it. Let me go and add some better hooks and some better call of action so that people can stay longer and don't leave at the specific time where it feels like the content is going a little lower. Okay, so I love that for YouTube. And you can see that on the regular app, but the YouTube Studio gives you all that information, super easy, right there. And if you don't have none of that, it's gonna send you a video. So I love that about that. All right. So you can pause this at any moment and go and see your stats if you already have a YouTube video, YouTube channel. And if not, you may want to consider depending on your research done on both YouTube search and TikTok search. Number 2, Instagram. Instagram, I feel, is one of the easiest way because it gives you so much information. And don't get me wrong, this could also be very overwhelming to people, because you're like, oh my God, girl, I opened that professional dashboard. It's just like, boom, so much information. Yes, I can relate, okay? But this is really good information. They're breaking it down so that you can be very specific, because what? We can help everybody. So if we know exactly who's liking our page, when are they liking it, from where, what, etc., then we can be specific and intentional with our content. Something that we all need to come together, right? It's cool to do a lot of trending stuff and stay, things like that, but if you're not intentional in maintaining that type of content, that you won't be able to maintain that, and then it's gonna be like a spike, and then it's gonna be like, right? So we want to create something it's a little wave, right? It's not too high unless it's going to stay up there, but just right there where you can ride the wave and maintain what it is that you have, your followers and your content. Your professional dashboard, once you open it, you will see everything from how many posts you posted, what was the highest, how many people followed you, how many people unfollowed you, from where, female or male, at what time, specific dates. This is really important whenever you're scheduling your content, right? You're like, hey Mel, I'm posting 2 times a week on Instagram. When do I have to post it? Not when other person tell you. You have to go into your professional dashboard and be like, oh, okay, Tuesday at 9 a.m. Okay, so by 8:15, 8:30, my content needs to be out, because people, when they get at 9 a.m., that's one of the pieces of content that they're gonna see on their rotation. So it's just taking a moment to look at that. So as always, take a moment, pause the video, go into your Instagram dashboard and kind of look at it. See what's going on, what's looking. Is it those numbers are kind of red or yellow? Usually you want your numbers green, right? You want those numbers at the right green, because it tells you that you're doing something well. But red is also good because now you can identify which areas need a little more work, okay? And next one is Facebook. I love if you have a Facebook page, you'll go into your settings and it'll give you the stats for what's there to do. I also enjoy the Facebook settings because it gives you like goals for you to meet for the week. So it's like, hey, post 2-3 videos on here, or hey, do this hashtag. And it's like a motivation if you're feeling like you're lacking a little bit of inspiration to post, okay? So at this moment, I want you to stop. I want you to go into these 3 platforms, take notes, okay? What's working, what's not working, what people are looking at, my short content, my long form content, or is it a static post? You need to understand that, okay? And like I said, this is not an overnight thing, okay? You're gonna have to have a time frame so that you can see what's working, because what I do today may not work tomorrow, but it may work in the next 2 weeks. So give yourself 30 to 45 days to kind of see where your content is going. Now, if you're like, Mel, I don't have the time for it, okay? Girl, this is too much information. I got you, okay? If you would love for us to work with you or give you an hour where we can look at your stats and provide you with information on how you can do it, you can do so. You can go to www.intentionalservicesco.com, and then you can see some of the services that we're offering. Or drop a comment here like, hey, help, I need your help, come and help, I got you. Or if you would like to follow on social media, Intentional Services on both Facebook and Instagram. Yep, it is. Well, I am so excited for you to start on your first step, which is looking at your stats, okay? Remember, you have to identify who you are and who you're serving before you can look at everything else. Because what? We can't help everybody, but we can help the people that we have identified so that we can do better and do good, not just for them, but for us as well. If you really enjoyed this content, please let me know at the bottom. Put your Instagram or leave me a comment if this was very helpful. If there's something else that you want to look at, let me know so that we can work together and be intentional in social media. Thank you.